This is my brand new e-bike. It's the Lectric Express 750 step through, and it has so many wonderful features that I'm going to go over later. But first, I'm going to tell you how I fixed this to accommodate a very short rider. But this is it. This is my new baby. She was just a little too tall for me to be able to hit my feet on the ground comfortably enough where it wouldn't fall over. But fall over I did. Yep, that was me. I'm telling on myself. Because when I first got the bike, the seat post was too tall, even at the lowest setting. And the only thing that could reach the ground were the tip of my toes. Well, that's not a good combination because bicyclists are not ballerina dancers. The first thing you're going to want to do is replace your suspension seat post with a standard seat post. The suspension seat post is on the top here. The standard is on the bottom. Using the standard seat post is going to lower your bike by about 1.5 inches. The next thing you're going to want to do is get a new bike seat. You're probably going to want to replace the standard seat anyways. Let me recommend the YLG vented seat with the ball suspension because this is going to lower your seat by about another inch also. What you don't want to get are the cone suspensions because the cones on the bottom there, they hang down too low and they will hit your rack on the back of your bike. The next thing you're going to want to do is flip over the connectors on the undercarriage of your bicycle seat. I know it sounds funny, but it's just the connectors. You're going to actually keep that circled post hole in the same place it is, and you're just going to flip over the connectors. This one's been flipped over, and it's flush with the railings, just a little bit below the railings. As you can see, this one is above the railings. But by flipping those over, you're going to gain another inch of making your bike shorter. Now, to flip over the undercarriage, use a 14mm socket and unscrew the bolts. After the bolts are unscrewed, you can remove those. And the next thing you're going to see is the right side connector or the outer connector. So you can remove those on both sides and then remove the axle. Next thing, you'll just disconnect the spines.
Like I say, instead of these pointing
up, they're pointing down.
They're going to be pointing down, yes. Get everything kind of close. This one down versus up, right?
Mm-hmm. And on the inside of the railing.
Yep.
Those are a little tricky. Sometimes you have to go in from the bottom up. And you need a man that's got muscles. Because I can't do it.
Or a screwdriver. Inner piece has the squares.
So you got to put the axle in first.
Put that in first. Then reassemble your outer pieces.
And if the railing, if this is all the way forward towards the nose, then my seat is further back.
Further back.
Right.
Yep. All right, and we're going to start yours right there without moving anything.
Okay.
We don't know if we moved it some or not, but we probably did. Come on now. Just enough to hold it.
And then before you crank this down all the way tight, you want to make sure that your seat is adjusted right.
You can get it close, but you're probably going to have it on the bike.
And the next thing I did was make myself a little taller. I bought these high step-in Skechers that are actually step-ins, and that made me a good inch taller, if not 1.5 inches. So there you have it. That's how you fix the Express 750 for a short rider. It's not that hard. It does cost a little bit of money, but I think it's worth it because if you want this bike as bad as I wanted that bike, then the cost of the seat and my new shoes, it's worth it. Now, I did contact Lectric and
asked them what I could do to shorten it, told them how I had fallen over on my first ride. They sent me out the standard seat post right away. So again, if you get this bike, it might have a deal where you're going to get the suspension seat post for free. You might want to ask them if you can just have the standard one. That's a good tip for anybody. I mean, if you're tall, you really could use the suspension seat post, but you know, we ride on paved trails here on Offbeat Discovery, so we're not mountain bikers. We don't need that suspension seat. We just need that nice, soft, spongy YLG seat that gives you a lot of comfort on your rides. Now, I'm going to go into how wonderful the features are on this bike so that you'll know why I went to this trouble to make it shorter for me. I just got to tell you how awesome it is. Hold on just a second. Before I go into those features, just take a look at this. I mean, my goodness, my feet are flat on the ground and I am actually sitting on that seat. So it's fabulous. From going from only being able to reach the tip of my toes to the ground to having them flat like that, that's a good start to getting real comfortable with a new bike, right? And now for those lovely features. We're going to start out with the number one reason I wanted this bike, and that was the handlebars. You can see how swooped back they are. Well, I just want you to know, just take your hands and lower them down to your sides and look where your thumbs are. They're straight up. Raise your arm. They're still straight up. That's just the ergonomic way that your hands want to go. So I've been wanting some handlebars like that because my hands were going numb on my other bike. Also, I had to lean forward because the handlebars were straight across, and that made steering difficult. Okay, the number two reason I wanted this bike was because of this baby right here. Right there. That's the thumb throttle. Look how easy it is for me to reach it. Look, that's it. It's just like, which is a lot easier than going, okay? See, the thumb throttle, love it. Let's see. Now, another reason I love this bike is because the key placement is all the way up there. No more crawling down on the ground and going up underneath to turn my key on. The key is right there. Speaking of the key, that's where the battery goes in there. This bike advertises 60 miles per charge. My other bike only had 40. So that was another reason I wanted this bike. It is also taller, gets me up a little bit off the ground. It's 27.5-inch tires. And there is front suspension, which is very nice. Also, these handlebars are movable. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna move your monitor back so it doesn't interfere. And then you're gonna push up on that lever, and once that's pushed up all the way, then you can pull up on that lever. Okay, so the steering will go all the way back that way and down that low. So it gives you enough room to stretch out, or at your highest level up there. If you need them to come forward, it only comes forward a little bit, and you can bring it down. And the other thing I love so much about this bike and wanted to get was look at the size of that kickstand. Woo-hoo. Yeah, buddy. So those are the wonderful features about the Express 750 that made me want to buy this bike so bad that I didn't care if it was too tall until I fell. Then I cared. But there you have it. That's the wonderful features that made me buy this bike.